problem. It says a hydrate of copper 2 chloride has the following formula: copper 2 chloride .xH2O. The water in a 3.41 gram sample of the hydrate was driven off by heating. The remaining sample had a mass of 2.04 grams. Find the waters of hydration, which is X, in the hydrate. So this particular problem is also a form of an empirical formula problem, meaning we're going to take the grams of things, turn them into moles, and find the smallest whole number ratio between them. The problem is, so let's circle some things here. The hydrate is this formula here, and the hydrate, we have 3.41 grams. But the problem is, since we don't know X, we don't know how to find the molar mass of this compound, and therefore we cannot use this number currently to find moles. Let's look at some of the other numbers. It says the water in the sample of the hydrate was driven off by heating. The remaining sample had a mass of 2.04 grams. So if you take away the waters of hydration, you have 2.04 grams of CuCl2, also called copper 2 chloride. .04 grams copper 2 chloride. And what we also know, and I'll do this work down here a little bit so we'll save room to do some more calculations up here, but if the hydrate is 3.41 grams and the copper 2 chloride is 2.04 grams, then the difference between those numbers is going to be the grams of H2O. And let me do the math here. 3.41 minus 2.04 is 1.37. And that is 1.37 grams of H2O. We still don't know what the X is yet, but at least we know the mass of the H2O, and we know the mass of the copper chloride, copper 2 chloride. Well, when we know the masses, we can then turn those, and we know the formulas, we can turn them into moles. Copper is 63.55. Chloride, each chloride or each chlorine is 35.45. So 63.55 plus 2 times 35.45. I get 134.45 grams of copper 2 chloride per 1 mole. And then I'll do it right here. I'll take my 1.37 grams of H2O. The molar mass, 18.02. And now I'll find my moles, and I bet after that I find the smallest whole number ratio between them. 2.04 divided by 134.45. 0.0152. Moles of copper 2 chloride. 1.37 grams divided by 18.02. 0.0760. Moles H2O. Now my moles of copper 2 chloride are the smaller number. There's a continuing theme here, which is always divide through by the smaller number to find the smallest whole number ratios, or at least hopefully. Fingers crossed. And I get 1 on top and 0.0760 divided by 0.0152 equals exactly 5. And that is my x. And that is what we're looking for here. And so they're called waters of hydration. So there are 5 waters of hydration. And you don't have to say that, but that's just another thing that I'm throwing in there in case you hear that term. Any questions? Hearing no questions, we'll move on.